Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back, and it is that time once again. Tuesday nights, there is nowhere you would rather be. We are here, and it is XCAL time. Good evening, Russell Worth, J.R. Tanksley. You guys keep dropping in the comments. Keep sending the likes. Make sure you hit share. There is still plenty of spots in the stands for your friends and family to come and watch what promises to be an epic night of racing. Worth noting, there is a real-world NASCAR driver in the field, so you know these guys are going to be out here to prove they are better than him. It's going to be an interesting night of racing for sure. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We're so glad to have everybody here. If you have a favorite driver in the field, as always, make sure you drop in the comments. Let us know who you're cheering for tonight. Let us know which team you're supporting here. Some of these teams have gotten even stronger over the offseason. It is going to be awesome. Yes, we do have Twitch, JR. It is twitch.com/suckatiRacing. Thank you all so much for tuning in. We're definitely looking forward to seeing how this race and how this season plays out. Let's get this party started off right. Got some big starts tonight, starting with Joe Campbell making his 45th career start. Stephen Rex also making his 45th. Ryan Seams, the whole Seams fan club, he'll be out here making his 35th career start. And Alex Crapser, 65th career start here tonight. Let's start with talking to some of the drivers, including team owner Joe Campbell, who can answer that question for you, JR. Hey Joe, it's Doug in the booth. You got me, buddy?
Yes, sir. How's it going, Doug?
Hey, it's going good. I know you and the whole J&S stable very excited about the coming year.
Yes, sir. A lot of big things happening.
Well, I know you've got a very special driver on the team this season.
Yes, sir. We have signed Parker Retzlaff and expecting some big things out of him. Everything I've seen from him has been really good so far, so definitely someone to keep your eye on.
Parker being the Xfinity and Truck Series driver, that's got to be awesome. But as a team owner, you come in here with 4 owner wins so far in XCAL competition. What are your expectations from the team this season?
Just keep working together like we did last year. You know, we really put things together as far as the team. Makes a huge difference, and keep the cars clean, and let's go win some races. We got a championship to win.
You definitely do, and I have to ask the obvious question. Last year was an epic start to the season for you. That win is something. It is honestly, when I tell people about what I do at night, I send that video to them and say, watch the last 5 laps of this. That was an impressive finish. Getting hit coming out of turn 2 on the final lap, kept your foot in it. Managed to hold off a hard charge from behind to pull off the win. Could we see that again tonight?
Well, we're going to give it our best. We're going to hope that we don't have that contact to deal with, and we can run with a clean car and have a good race to the finish with, a pack. So we'll see what happens, but that's the hopes.
Well, good luck tonight, buddy. It's always great to see you out there.
Thank you, Doug. Appreciate it, bud.
Joe Campbell, one of the owners of the J&S conglomeration, and tonight another big event. Tonight is Sean Andrews' first time, his first pole ever. It locks him into the All-Star race. Let's see if we can... Oh, wait a minute. PDJ Zeller has joined us in the booth.
Hey, Doug. Sorry, I knew my interview was after Joe, so I was just trying to hop in here for you to make it easy on you.
So, first off, Petey, obviously not a full season this season. Last I heard, has that changed?
Nope. This will be my first and only start for the first 5 races. You probably won't see me again until week 5 or 6. I can't remember when near, but yeah, no, we're just going to be taking it easy, having fun. I have a really good lineup of really high I-rated, really good short track drivers that are going to be in and out of the cars I own this season. So just looking forward to enjoying XCAL from that standpoint.
You're starting from the back, but now you're back in a team owner role, and it looks like you've got some good guys lined up.
Yeah, I mean, you can't get much better than the defending champion, all-time series win leader Austin Edwards. I'll be driving the 66 car on super speedways. Kendrick Cryer, who is a multi-time XCAL winner, he'll be driving it on the short tracks. And, yeah, we're going to have a good season. Looking forward to the race here tonight. I'm starting in the back alongside Matt Bear. You know how me and Matt like to work on these super speedways, so I'll probably just hook up with him, and we'll see how the cookie crumbles for us tonight. And hopefully, like usual, we can be there at the end.
Well, man, PD, good luck. It is always great to have you out on track. Great to have you back as a team owner, too. And I have to ask, since you're not going to be in the team in the car very much over the first 5 races, and since you got other guys driving and you're a team owner now, will there be the possibility of you joining me in the booth again?
You know, Doug, you can never rule that one out. I tell you what, maybe next week at Rockingham, you and me might have to have a good time up in the booth for old time's sake. But don't mark my word on it. But I'm gonna keep that in the back of my mind for you, my friend.
Well, I have to tell you, Rockingham was the first race we broadcast together. Looking forward to it. Hopefully that you can make that happen.
Hey, I'll see what I can do for you, Doug. Hey, you have fun up here tonight, and if you get too lonely, don't be afraid to drag one of these guys up for an in-car interview.
Will do, buddy. Good luck tonight.
Thank you, Doug.
PDJ Zeller, and now let's get a word with our pole sitter, Sean Andrews. Hey, Sean, it's Doug in the booth. You got me, buddy? Hey, Sean, it's Doug up in the booth. You got me? Looks like we might have caught Sean Andrews out of the car here for a moment.
No, I'm here.
Oh, okay. Couldn't hear you there for a minute, buddy. How's it?
I'm sorry.
That's all right. How's it going tonight, and how does it feel to finally get that first pole?
It feels pretty good. I was a little surprised, but because usually, you got to cross the line first. But I'll take the pole however I can get it. I've had enough bad luck to last me, and so hopefully I can. This is the first step of maybe getting over all that.
So I have to say, you did mention the bad luck. Coming into this season, did you put any good luck charms in the rig?
No, but I took sage and lit it all around my wheel stand and everything, try to get good energy.
That is the way to go. Well, is tonight, with all the burning of sage and the good luck coming, is tonight the night you finally get that first win? I know you've been close on more than one occasion.
Well, there's a lot of laps. We'll have to see. Got to survive to get to the end first, and then see what we have for the end.
Starting up front here is always, in this group, is always sketchy. A lot of times in a race this long, guys are going to take it patient early on. However, we last year definitely did not see it. Guys started working that high line really quick and started seeing a lot of movement in the front half of the field. If you see that, are you dropping to the back, or are you going to try and hold up front all night?
No, if that happens, I'll drop to the back or mid-pack or whatever and hang out. First goal is try to get to, last 20 laps or so, and then we'll see where we're at and go from there with it.
Well, good luck tonight, buddy. Great to see you back in the car, and hopefully you got some good luck with you tonight.
All right, thank you.
Sean Andrews has locked himself into the All-Star event with his first ever pole position. It's going to be a great night for him. We've got Sean Patrick, Jim Johnson back, of course, NASCAR driver Parker Retzlaff in the field tonight as well. This is going to get really, really exciting. John Brancaccio mentioning that some of these guys haven't raced together before at all. Some of them haven't raced together in months. Some are XCAL rookies and have no idea what they are in for. This could get interesting. Good evening to Russell Worth. Hey guys, appreciate everybody coming out. Don't forget to hit that share and like and follow, subscribe. Hit all those buttons. You know you like pushing all the buttons. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is time to go racing from Charlotte. Sean Andrews and Ryan Seams will start on the front row here tonight. Kyle Bartles, Brent Meckes have the second row. Mason Foster, Sean Patrick on the third. Robert Colgan and Jeremy Gilliott on the fourth. Stephen Wetton and Jim Johnson rounding out the top 10. John Friley, Derek Colson starting 11th and 12th. Joe Campbell starts 13th, Stephen Rexham 14th, William Mann Jr. in his first XCAL start. The Manslammer starts in 15th, Jeremy Leto is back in 16th. Defending champion Austin Edwards sitting in 17th and Jose Gaudino in 18th. Albie Hewins is back in 19th along with Adam Gilliott in 20th. Gerald Thanos Poole starts 21st. Edmund Jones starts 22nd. Alex Crapser in 23rd. Noah Carpenter starts 24th. 25th is going to be Paul Coleman Jr. with another Gilliott. Scott Gilliott starts in 26th. Matt Bear, the Mad Bear, starts in 27th. Zach Edwards in 28th. NASCAR driver, Xfinity and truck driver Parker Retzlaff starting in 29th. PDJ Zeller, the massive whale PD himself, starts in 30th. Art Hendren and Jeff Edgar filling out this 32-car field. This is an exciting night of racing. The start of XCAL competition is always an exciting night. Good evening, Nicole. That's what she said. Creasel. Make sure you all drop in the comments. Say hello. And thank you for the bits. We do get bits and stars. Thank you guys so much for helping out. Daniel Sargent, obviously in here cheering on all the J&S team. That conglomeration just seems like it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And I think with Parker Retzlaff on board, with the team they have this year, it's going to be hard to beat J&S. It is time to go racing. Aaron Hillebush up in the flag stand, getting ready to drop the green flag. Sean Andrews controls the start of this one. They go on green. Green flag in the air. We are down and away for the first race of the XCAL season. Now this is a fixed setup. Think it is a restrictor plate race for these street stocks. Think Daytona and Talladega. These guys are going to be inches apart. It will take a while for that outside line to come in, though. They're going to have to get... Wow, we've got a car almost in the wall down the back straightaway already. No harm, no foul. Everybody still moving. Sean Andrews is going to lead. Oh, a little bobble off four. Did notice the new setup for this year for these plate tracks. A little bit loose in practice off the turns. Lap one, Sean Andrews gets to lead a lap, gets his first pole of the season, first pole of XCAL competition. Led his first lap of the season. Single file the top three. Last year's winner, Joe Campbell, sitting back in 14th. He'll be one to keep an eye on in the 63. Gerald Thanos Poole has a team out there this year, and William Mann Jr., who you've probably recognized that name from several other broadcasts. He's out there driving for Thanos in the 43 car. Zach Edwards back in the field in the 30 car as well. NASCAR driver Parker Ratzlaff already up 8 spots into 21st. He is somebody to keep an eye on. Joe did say in pre-race, hey, this kid has, holy cow, we got a stack up on the front straightaway. They're almost 4 wide. Everybody makes it through back to 2 wide. Meanwhile, we've got a battle going for the lead. Robert Colgan on the high side. Looks like Kyle Bartle's going to come along, give him a little push down the back straightaway. Sean Andrews on the bottom, still trying to hold it. Once this track cools down, once the sun goes down, the lights come on, and these guys have put some rubber down on that high line, we're going to see a lot more speed up top. That time by, Robert Colgan leads his first lap of the season. And did I just see a blink out of Sean Andrews? Colgan now to the lead. Kyle Bartle's looking on the bottom. Meanwhile, is side by side, back behind, looking back through the field. Austin Edwards, our defending champion, currently runs in 13th. Now, bear in mind, these plate tracks are not Austin's forte. He did say late last season he had been practicing a lot on these tracks. He's trying to get everything he can. Parker Ratzlaff already up 11 spots now. The NASCAR driver definitely knows how to wheel it around Charlotte. Parker may actually be our biggest mover of the race so far. Colgan now in the lead. Bartle's in second. Sean Andrews drops back to third. And where is the Seams fan club tonight? Haven't seen any cheers for Ryan yet. Ryan currently up into fourth, with Brent Meckes now making his way forward in fifth. Mason Foster on the bottom battling. Sean Patrick is here. Stephen Wetton is here. And 3 Gilliatts in the field tonight. Jeremy Gilliatt currently runs in 10th. Adam Gilliatt currently running in 16th. And Scott Gilliatt in 29th. Does look like we got a few drivers choosing to drop to the back. Jeremy Leto drops to the back along with Paul Coleman Jr., Art Hendren, Jose Godino, all dropping to the back. Keep an eye on Godino, though. He is known for these plate tracks and knows how to get himself moving forward. And would you look at this? Matt Bear, the Mad Bear, in the 3 car tonight, in a paint scheme reminiscent of Dale Earnhardt's. If you're going to have luck at a plate track, you might as well, your best choice is going with that. Nicole out here cheering on all the guys from BRR, including William Mann Jr. and Jim Johnson. Ryan Seams is on the move again, now back up into second place. Bottom line really moving forward. Seams goes for the lead. Seams has a run down into turn 1, but no help from behind as Mason Foster loses a little ground. Off turn 2, drag race down the back straightaway. Sean Andrews has help on the high side. A little help, Mason Foster pulls back up to the leader. Stephen Wetton back there getting the inside line tucked up a little bit better. Jeremy Gilliatt now up there into battling for 6th place. And Ryan Seams leads his first lap of the season. I would not be surprised. I think the standing record for leaders in an XCAL race was at Michigan 2 years ago, and it was 23 cars out of a 43 car field. It would not surprise me to beat that tonight. Seams gets a little bit of a lead out in front of Sean Andrews. William Mann Jr. continuing his march toward the front. He is now up 7 spots. And here comes the Seams fan club. Jason, the first one to drop in. Ryan out front. John Brancaccio brought up a good point in the pre-race comments. A lot of these drivers have only been racing together in the heats this week. None of them, or a lot of them, have not been out here for a full-length race. A lot of XCAL rookies in the field. Some of these drivers may never have competed in a race this long at all. It could be a different animal late in the race, inches apart from each other. You get tired, your mind starts wandering, and that's when problems happen. There is always the chance of the big one. PDJ Zeller, who started in the back, said he was just going to hang out back there. That was that came back to be proven as a lie, as the 66 is now up 15 spots into 15th. He's brought Jeff Edgar with him in the 69 up to 16th. Defending champ Austin Edwards sits back in 17th. Edmund Jones currently riding in 18th. Parker Retzlaff in 19th in the 00. Trying to get 3 wide with his team owner, Joe Campbell, on the bottom. Parker, whatever you do, don't wreck the team owner. Seeing a few guys here and there actually starting to think about sticking the nose in and making it 3 wide here early on in the race. Gutsy moves to make here early. Ryan Seams still up at the front. Sean Andrews in second. Mason Foster in third. Some of these drivers also, the rookies, don't know how much their car will change, and obviously in this race they won't be making adjustments to the car, but they will have to adjust their driving style, and that could be a problem for some of them. Side by side throughout most of the field, guys constantly moving up and down the board. And it looks like PDJ Zeller is leading a charge of several cars from the back toward the front. PD has dropped back into 19th for the moment, but he's got Austin Edwards. He did say he was going to be looking to hook up with Matt Bear, but Matt currently back in 28th. The 21 of Scott Gilliott had picked up several positions, was up into about 20th, has gotten to the high side. Looks like he is going to get shuffled back a little bit here. No help up top that far back. Mid-pack, a lot of side-by-side. Parker Retzlaff making his way up. And Adam Gilliott, the second of the Gilliotts, now into the top 10. Jeremy currently running in second place. John Brancaccio, since I know you're watching, buddy, who is your pick for tonight? As Stephen Wetton goes to the lead for the first time tonight. William Mann Jr. now up into 3rd place. Ryan Seams in 4th. Jim Johnson now up into 5th. Starting to see a few of these guys make their way forward here early. Talk about patience in a race this long. Some of these guys not used to racing this long. They're trying to get to the front like it's late in the race. Mason Foster currently sits in 7th. Sean Patrick in 8th. Kyle Bartles is 9th. And don't forget, first race of the season, you guys need to go to the XCAL web shop at xcalracing.com/web shop and get all your new XCAL web shop and XCAL racing gear for the new 2023 season. There are still car numbers available as well. John Brancaccio expecting a rookie to win it here tonight. Not sure which one, but expecting a rookie win could very well happen. Stephen Wetton out front here early in the race. Top 5 single file, still side by side. Pole sitter Sean Andrews up on the high side trying to get back to the front. A little bobble out of the 7 of Kyle Bartles. A lot of the cars seem to have tightened back up a little bit since the drop of the green flag. We did see a lot of them getting loose off the corners. But still seeing a few of these guys riding the bottom. The back end one to step out. Scott Miller cheering on the 51 of Edmund Jones. Edmund currently in 11th, up 11 spots. And Jeff Edgar, who we talked about earlier, he was moving up a little bit. He was following Petey up toward the front. It looks like he might be a little bit faster than Petey. He is up to 12th, up 20 spots. Parker Retzlaff seems to have dropped back just a little bit. He is now back in 22nd. Team owner Joe Campbell right behind him in 23rd. And look who is there, Albie Hewins. I swear, if Albie gets some good luck this season, he might be hard to beat as well. Every time the last 2 seasons, Albie has started making his way forward, he's gotten caught up in somebody else's mess. Albie just needs a little bit of luck, and he will be up here in the fight. Side by side, off the turn, Sean Patrick trying to make his way back toward the front in the 11. Stephen Wetton still holds the lead off turn 4, and the Gillietts, 2 of the Gillietts are together now. Jeremy Gilliett in the 27, Adam Gilliett in the 25. Side by side, if they get single file, could this have been part of their plan for tonight? Remember, there is still a 3rd Gilliett in the field. Scott Gilliett, though, is starting to move forward. He is up into 19th now. Sean Patrick, meanwhile, gets the nose out ahead. Can he lead this time by? Wetton has the advantage here. And it may be the first race of a season, but it is a long season. And guys are going to go for every bonus point they can in every race. Leading a lap in race 1 may have big consequences, big benefits down the line later in this 30-plus race season. Sean Patrick still up on the high side. So, oh no, we've got to touch Patrick in the wall. Wetton a little bobble through 3 and 4. Patrick manages to hold on to it, but he is fading quickly. Wetton still has the lead, did not lose much momentum, but Jeremy Gilliott closing the gap, and here comes William Mann Jr. Art Hendren and Zach Edwards have crashed back behind, no caution yet. Let's take a look at what happened with Art and Zach. Oh, looks like a big checkup right in front of him. Art gets caught up in it. See if we can see what happened with Zach Edwards here. A big checkup, several cars involved. The car behind Zach ends up in the wall as well. Everybody managing to clear the racing surface very quickly. No caution. Remember, they do not have any fast repairs here tonight. This is as close to real world racing as you can get. Race control in the booth determining when to throw a caution. No fast repairs. They will have to sit on pit road while their teams fix the car. JR, a lot. By the end of the night, probably all of them. Kyle Bartles now back up into 5th, and Jeff Edgar is now in up front, battling for the lead. Edgar gets a big push from Kyle Bartles. Can he do it? Edgar's come from 32nd spot in just 31 laps. And it does look like he is going to have the nose out in front. Will he slide down? He's trying not to leave Bartles hung out dry, but he is going to come around and get 5 bonus points for leading a lap. Edgar leads it. Hey, Ian, no Barney tonight. They've got an Aaron the Flagman controlling this one. Although I have faith that Barney the Flagman could. Jeff Edgar accomplished what he wanted to accomplish. He is dropping to the back of the field now. He's got his 5 bonus points. A little bit of a battle going on back behind. Jim Johnson and Edmund Jones trying to make their way forward. Edmund Jones now up into 5th. Jim Johnson now up into 6th. These are 2 drivers that race together quite a bit. Jeff Edgar is on pit road. And he went to pit lane alone. He will not have any drafting help. Jim Johnson and Edmund Jones have raced together a lot. They know how each of them drives. They can work together really, really well. These are 2 to keep an eye on if they stay connected. And yes, Ian Ogden, Parker Retzlaff is in the field. Was making his way up earlier on. He's up 8 spots into 21st, has come as high as 15th. Looks like he's sitting back there with team owner Joe Campbell, just riding for the moment. Meanwhile, Stephen Wetton, one of the best races we've ever seen out of Wetton, he's up here just keeping them behind him, leading. Jeremy Gilliott now in 2nd, William Mann Jr. in 3rd, Adam Gilliott in 4th. Could they be waiting for the 3rd Gilliott, Scott Gilliott, who's currently now into 12th place, continue making his way forward? Steven Rex now up to 13th, and the Mad Bear has charged through this field. The first 20 laps, Matt did not do anything. He sat at the tail end of the field. But now Matt, the Mad Bear, is up into 14th spot, and he is connected again with PDJ Zeller. These two might be tough to beat if they stay together. These are two that definitely know how to work, and Austin Edwards, the defending champion, sits right behind him. Austin is known for not being great on the super speedways, on the plate races. However, if he can follow these two around, that would give him a very big advantage. William Mann Jr. off into one. Looked like he was going to try and make the move to the high side. He might want to check the information on his heads-up display, because he ain't going to be let back in line with two Gilliatt's around him. He is going to get hung out to dry if he goes up top. He opens the door, but Adam does not take it. Fan favorite Ryan Seams sitting back in 7th. Pole sitter Sean Andrews in 8th. Mason Foster in 9th. Sean Patrick in 10th. Sean has recovered nicely after getting the wall. See if we can get a look at the right side of Sean's car. He's got some paint knocked off of it, but it does not look like any significant damage to Sean's car right now. He may be okay. We are 40 laps into the XCAL Web Shop 420. What a night it has been so far. Folks, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. We're going side by side for the first commercial. All right, welcome back. Lap 42. No change out front. Most of the field has gone single file. Should be seeing the first round of green flag pit stops in the near future. None of the drivers were willing to share with me tonight how many laps they thought they could do on fuel. Best guess, 80 to 85 laps on a tank of fuel. I'd be willing to bet it'll be a little bit less for guys like Stephen Wetton, who have been out front leading for the majority of this race. Everybody settling into a rhythm for right now. And it looks like a small pack has gone off the back for the moment, led by Gerald Thanos Poole with Jose Godino and Derek Colson in the car. Thanos, a team owner for the first time ever. And his team spread throughout the field here, with one of his drivers, William Mann Jr., currently sitting in the top 3. New Kings of Thrash paint scheme on that car as well. Paul Coleman Jr. also out by himself. He's currently back in 25th. Parker Retzlaff all the way back in 26. Got Zach Edwards on his bumper. Those two working together. Looks like they fell off the back to play it a little bit safe, but we have not seen a caution yet. They're going to have to pick up the pace, find some help somewhere. Parker currently 1.8 seconds behind Paul Coleman Jr. They are gaining on him. As they pick up cars, they'll pick up speed and hopefully pick up the pack. John Friley sitting at the back of the lead pack, 21 cars deep at the moment. Everybody settling into a nice rhythm here early on. Joe Campbell has started making his way forward. Joe now up into the top 10 and 8th. Joe won this race in very triumphant fashion last year. 5 laps to go. A big wreck. He manages to come through it. Remember, per XCAL rules, at 5 to go, there will be no more caution flags. Big wreck on the front straightaway. He managed to get away and not be involved in that. One of the cars involved with that, trying to limp its way back around, ended up losing a wheel through 1 and 2, going up the track, clipping Joe in the back end. He never lifted. Managed to pull away and pull off an epic win. Joe's going to get a little help now from William Mann Jr. William on the team owned by Gerald Thanos Poole. But they are part of the conglomeration with J&S Racing, so essentially teammates here. However, the two Gilliatts, Adam Gilliatt and Jeremy Gilliatt, now nose to tail on the bottom. William and Joe going to need some help on that high line. However, as the lights come on and the sun disappears, the track cools, and that high line has a tendency to get quite a bit faster. William Mann Jr. now on the high line with the push from Joe Campbell. Does not lead that time by, but does get the nose slightly ahead going off into turn 1. Wetting up the track just a little bit. Wetting a little bobble off turn 2. Joe giving William a big push down the backstretch. And is this going to be the moment the rookie William Mann Jr., a.k.a. the Manslander, comes out of turn 4? He's going to lead his first race ever in XCAL competition. Congratulations, his first race in XCAL competition. He gets that car to the lead. Help from Joe Campbell. Great to see William Mann Jr. out front. Good evening, Chance. And yes, Edmund now up into 6th place. Edmund Jones up 16 spots so far tonight. Quietly working his way toward the front. Little help from behind. Jim Johnson right there with him. Jim up 3 spots into 7th. Jim had a great qualifying run. Defending champion Austin Edwards currently sits back in 15th place. Noah Carpenter still on pit road getting heavy repairs. Jeff Edgar appears to be out of the race, and Jeremy Leto is a couple laps down now. NASCAR driver Parker Retzlaff currently sits in 25th. They have gotten by Paul Coleman Jr. Paul not getting hooked up very well to make it toward the front. Hey, good evening, Matika. I know your house is getting a little bit loud right now with Eddie up in 6th. And William Mann Jr.'s whole street just lit up with excitement as he leads for the first time. Could this be the rookie that pulls off the win tonight? Jeremy Gilliott, Adam Gilliott still nose to tail, 4th and 5th spot. Scott Gilliott, who had been making his way forward just a little bit, has now fallen back to 21st for the moment. Right behind Sean Patrick, who has drifted a little bit back. After that incident earlier, he had worked his way back into the top 10, but has now fallen back into 20th. As I mentioned, doesn't look like he has any significant damage to the car. Albie Hewins currently sits in 18th place. He is battling with Brett Mackes. And looks like we've got a car blinking, and that may have been PDJ Zeller. The massive well PD himself looked like he was having a connection issue. Jeff Edgar looks like he may be out, or looks like he is out of this one. A heartbreak for Edgar, out early in race 1 after having a great start to it. And William Mann Jr. leading the field. Looks like he's about to come into lap traffic. I do believe that is Alex Krapser. Alex making his 65th XCAL start here tonight. Struggling here early. That car does have some damage. He was one of the cars caught up earlier in that incident in 1 and 2. Most of the field behind him single file. He's going to move to the high side and let him by. Do have some 2 wide. Back mid-pack, Kyle Bartles up top. Along with Robert Colgan, they're going to have to be careful navigating the lap traffic here and maintaining momentum. Down the back straightaway, they're going to catch him. It looks like they're going to get by clean. Just a few other cars. 2 wide back behind should be okay to clear this one. William Mann Jr. continuing to lead. Kyle Bartles up there on the high side with Colgan starting to build some momentum. Remember, this is how William Mann Jr. and Joe Campbell got up to the front. A 2-car group. They had no help. They just did some really good drafting and made their way to the front. It looks like these two are going to go for it as well. Colgan gets a huge, huge push. Off turn 2, Colgan still gaining ground. Junior moves up the track. He's going to let Joe Campbell get by on the bottom. Oh, a little bobble out of the 94. And Joe Campbell's going to go to the lead. Will he get it at the line? It is. Joe Campbell leading his first lap of the season. Good evening, Lyle. How's it going, buddy? Joe Campbell leading his first lap of the season. Remember that exciting win last year, and he said he was going for it again tonight. He just has to make it to the end. Closing in on the first round of what appears to be what's going to be green flag stops here. William Mann Jr. still on the high side. He's got Kyle Bartles up there with him. Will they be able to connect and push Junior back to the lead? Most of the field going single file, settling in, just turning some laps. They've got a lot of laps to run here tonight. Really surprised to see Parker Retzlaff so far off the pace right now. Although he is starting to gain. Him and Zach Edwards have managed to run down the tail end of this next group, pretty much back into the lead pack. Joe Campbell did tell us before the race that he expected big things this season out of Parker. Parker and Zach teammates now hooked up, and here they go. They move to the high side. As the 37 of Art Hendren moves off the track. Could this be Parker Retzlaff just set the fastest lap of the race? 2 times in a row as they start their charge. Sean Patrick was sliding all over the track in 1 and 2. I thought he was going to move up and run with these guys, but apparently not. Gerald Thanos Poole lurking back there with Jose Godino. And look at this run by Retzlaff. He's got the nose underneath Scott Gilliott as they head off towards turn 1. They've already picked up several positions and they are charging towards the front. In fact, Parker Retzlaff's lap was so fast that the bonus points may end up going to him for fastest lap tonight. He ran a 35.77. Most of these guys are 35.9s or more. Parker going by defending champion Austin Edwards. Joe Campbell still has the lead. William Mann Jr. stuck up on the outside with no help. Parker Retzlaff definitely knows how to wheel an Xfinity in a truck around Charlotte. Apparently, he also knows how to wheel a street stock around here as he continues charging forward. 2 cars on the high side. William Mann Jr. might be in the best spot on the track on the high side in the front row. He's about to have some help. What a push Zach Edwards is giving. He is even bumping him through the turns. Lap traffic going to come into play again here as well. William Mann Jr. was the lonely man up there on the high side, but Parker Retzlaff and Zach Edwards have now cracked the top 10. What a charge these two have had. Derek Colson has gone to pit road. Remember these two cars on the high side, those are teammates at the front. William Mann Jr., Joe Campbell. Sean Patrick now moving to the high side, trying to make something happen as well. Joe Campbell out front at the moment, but Parker Retzlaff and Zach Edwards are there. In the span of less than 10 laps, went from the back to the front. Actually, in less than 5 laps, went from the back to the front. Parker giving William Mann Jr. a big push. Is Jr. moving to the high line to let him through? They've got lap traffic to contend with. The 74 is up there. Jeremy Leto obviously having some problems here in the early going. 3 cars now on the high side. William Mann Jr., Parker Retzlaff, and Zach Edwards pushing to the front. We've seen some big charges in XCAL restrictor plate races, but man, that was an impressive run out of those two. Looks like Junior is going to move to the high side. He's letting Zach Edwards and Parker Retzlaff through to go to the lead. Parker now to the lead for the first time. And Xfinity driver and truck driver Parker Retzlaff, now his biggest accomplishment in his racing career, he has led a lap in XCAL competition. Zach Edwards currently sitting in second place. William Mann Jr. still side by side with Joe Campbell. And these two are pulling away. They have gapped Joe Campbell by 0.4 of a second. And the gap is growing. However, Zach Edwards has to be extremely careful here tonight, and as much as he's been tucked up under him, he's got to watch those engine temps closely. William Mann Jr. finally slots into line. Jeremy Gilliott, Adam Gilliott have drifted back to 7th and 8th, still riding along behind Stephen Wetton. Edmund Jones, Jim Johnson, who charged up into the top 10 earlier, still nose to tail, 10th and 11th. Gerald Poole has had an issue. Oh! Scott Gilliott got into, I believe, Sean Patrick. Gerald had to get below the line to stay out of trouble. All the cars keep going, no caution, but Sean Patrick is having a rough start to his season. More damage to that number 11. He's going to bring it down to pit road. Scott Gilliott also some right side damage now. He's going to try and draft with Jeremy Leto here. Parker Retzlaff and Zach Edwards pulling away from Joe Campbell, Robert Colgan, and the rest of the field. Pole sitter Sean Andrews now back in 12th as we're starting to see lap times getting faster and faster. Now most of the field down under the 36-second mark. Track temperature coming down, a lot of rubber laid down. These guys are going to pick up more speed and things may get a little bit more dicey as we're about to the first cycle of green flag pit stops. Let's take a quick commercial break. Don't go anywhere. We'll go side by side so you guys can keep track of all the action. All right, folks, we are back, and it looks like an incident occurred back behind. Let's take a look at the replay from Mason Foster. There's Mason in the 96, and a couple of cars just go up the track. Matt Baird nowhere to go. He goes around, and it looks like PDJ Zeller also getting caught in this. PD there in the 66, a lot of checking up. He gets clipped from Mason as they go off into the turn. Everybody manages to get the cars righted. No caution. John Friley has come to pit road, as have PDJ Zeller and Mason Foster. Meanwhile, Parker Retzlaff and Zach Edwards have opened up a 2-second lead over Joe Campbell. Jeremy Gilliott and Adam Gilliott get together on the high side. Joe Campbell's coming to pit road. And it looks like we're about to have a lot more Parker Retzlaff and Zach Edwards on pit road. The Gilliotts go to the lead. Jeremy Gilliott leads for the first time tonight. Robert Colgan, Stephen Wetton, Joe Campbell, Ryan Seams, Kyle Bartles, Sean Andrews, Albie Ewens. Over half the field now on pit road. Expect a lot of fuel only or fuel and right side tires only. Last year, most drivers only changed left side tires once, maybe twice. William Mann Jr., Jose Godino, and Gerald Poole now hitting pit road together. Edmund Jones and Jim Johnson still together now, third and fourth, trying to stick it out and lead a lap here. Do the Gilliatt's come down this time? Yes, they do. Edmund Jones is going to come around and lead for the first time this season. There's Edmund's 5 bonus points for tonight. Now, do they come down this time, or do they swap places so Jim Johnson can lead? Not seeing Edmund swap places yet. Do have the lap car of Derek Colson right there as well. Edmund looks low. They're coming to pit road as well. Matt Bear and Austin Edwards in now as well. This will complete the cycle. Most of the field still on pit road. These cars do not change tires and fuel nearly as quickly as a NASCAR car. Paul Coleman Jr. and Jeremy Leto staying out, hoping for a caution to get a lap back here. Derek Colson also staying out. PDJ Zeller has gotten back out on track, as has Mason Foster, both after repairs. Sean Patrick also back out on track. And here they come. We are starting to see them roll back off of pit road. Zach Edwards rolling off this time in front of Parker. First round of green flag pit stops almost completed here. And it looks like Zach Edwards is likely going to come out. No, wait a minute. Derek Colson, if he stays out, might get to lead a lap here. Paul Coleman, Jeremy Leto, both still out, but losing ground quickly. Once things cycle through, though, it looks like Zach Edwards might be the leader. No, he's going to let Parker back by on the bottom. They have a big gap right now. Almost 3 seconds back to the next car, which is Robert Colgan. But Paul Coleman Jr. has led for the first time this season as well. Coleman staying out, stretching the fuel as far as he possibly can. Leto currently running in second place. Derek Colson now in third. Austin Edwards is rolling off pit road. Jim Johnson, Edmund Jones also coming. Paul Coleman Jr. in the K2 car at the front for the moment. Leto still has not been to pit road. Derek Colson pitted on lap 68, currently sits in third. As things cycle through, Parker Retzlaff now in fourth, and with Zach Edwards still with him in fifth. Just over 10 seconds behind Colson and over a lap behind Paul Coleman Jr. at the moment. Looks like Coleman did pit on lap 81. However, he had a very short pit stop, 103. compared to Parker Retzlaff and Zach Edwards, 2 minutes and 15 seconds. That was a 4 tires and fuel full stop for those two. However, it doesn't seem to be phasing them much. They are still turning some of the fastest laps on track. Adam Gilliott, Jeremy Gilliott now reconnected in 6th and 7th place. Colgan right behind them, currently sitting in 8th. Jose Godino is there in 9th. Albie Hewins now up into 10th. Sean Andrews, pole sitter, now back in 11th. Flying Ryan Seams currently sitting in 12th. Stephen Wetton now in 13th, and Gerald Thanos Poole up into 14th. Jim Johnson currently running in 15th, and 16th is Kyle Bartles. Edmund Jones in 17th. The Matt Bear currently sits in 18th. Joe Campbell in 19th, and Mason Foster in 20th. The leader, Paul Coleman Jr., because of that quick lap, or that quick pit stop, had lapped the entire field, but now Parker Retzlaff and Zach Edwards are unlapping themselves. Oh, Coleman's bobbling! Coleman holds on to it, got a little sketchy there through 1 and 2. Cold tires obviously playing a factor here. And Jeremy Leto at the moment scored as the leader. Jeremy Leto is going to lead his first laps. Paul Coleman Jr. letting Leto get by. Leto staying right on the back bumper. Leto last stopping on lap 41. Don't know how much longer Leto can roll out here before he stops for fuel. He has to have been conserving quite a bit of fuel to make it this far. Derek Colson sitting back in 3rd all alone. Parker Retzlaff and Zach Edwards gaining on him. Adam Gilliott, Jeremy Gilliott hooking up now. They're trying to charge forward and catch up to Zach Edwards and Parker. Robert Colgan currently sits in that group in 8th, with Jose Godino in 9th and Albie Hewins in 10th. Flying Ryan Seams back in 12th behind Sean Andrews. Stephen Wetton, who led a lot of laps early on in this race, currently sits in 13th. Jim Johnson, who had an impressive charge up through the field with Edmund Jones early on, now sits back in 14th. Kyle Bartles in 15th. Gerald Poole, the last of that pack, sits in 16th. And let's take a look at the action from the XCAL Web Shop blimp. XCAL definitely knows how to put a blimp in good position. Look at the action coming down the back straightaway. Don't forget to get all your 2023 XCAL gear at the XCAL web shop, xcalracing.com/webshop. That main pack currently right now about 10 cars. That is the biggest pack out there at the moment. Smaller 4-car pack back behind with Edmund Jones, Matt Bear, Joe Campbell, Mason Foster, Stephen Rex, William Mann Jr., and looks like Brent Mekas back there as well. Paul Coleman Jr. coming back by Leto. He is going to reclaim the lead here. Colson still all alone, but Parker and Zach are coming. Surprisingly, this bigger pack back behind is not gaining any ground. The bigger pack should, but they are not pulled up tightly enough, and a lot of side-by-side battling in that group. Adam Gilliott and Jeremy Gilliott still nose to tail. They have finally gotten hooked up, and it looks like starting to pick up some speed, but now have fallen 7 seconds behind. They're going to have to get some help from this entire group, get them straightened out, single file, inches apart to make up some ground here. Derek Colson has been sitting in third, but Retzlaff and Edwards have been charging forward. Speaking of Edwards, winningest driver in XCAL history and defending champion Austin Edwards currently back in 27th. A bit of a surprise to see Austin this far back this season, or in this race. Austin does struggle at the super speedway races, but never seen him struggle quite this much. Sean Patrick has had a rough night, sitting back in 28th. He has introduced the right side of that car to the outside wall a couple of times. Paul Coleman Jr. has reclaimed the lead from Jeremy Leto. They've got Scott Gilliott right in front of them to help with some of the drafting duties here. Meanwhile, Adam Gilliott and Jeremy Gilliott are charging forward. They are actually gaining on the leaders, about to unlap themselves. Pit strategy has put Paul Coleman and Jeremy Leto up front, but will it be able to keep them up there with the hard charging Retzlaff and Edwards back behind? Retzlaff and Edwards about to catch third place Derek Colson. Paul Coleman and Jeremy Leto go to the high side. They're going to go by Scott Gilliott. Leto was caught up in one of those earlier incidents. I'm not sure how much speed that car has. He's been able to catch up, but it doesn't look like he has all the power there. Meanwhile, Adam Gilliott and Jeremy Gilliott and everybody behind them has now caught up to the leaders, so they will get to unlap themselves. Robert Colgan is there, Jose Godino, Stephen Wetton, Jim Johnson, Sean Andrews. Sean jumping to the high side. And a lot of movement out of this group as they come through the front straightaway, trying to get around the leaders. Noah Carpenter has crashed and gone to pit road. It looks like Noah may have blown an engine. It does not appear he is under power. Something has happened with Carpenter's car. He was not under power coming down the back straightaway. We mentioned it earlier when talking about Zach Edwards and Parker Retzlaff. If you don't get the nose out to cool the engine from time to time, you will blow it up.